All right. I am checking my screen and I see this little red box. And inside that red box, it says the word live. I'm consulting my host manual. Turns out that means we are, in fact, live. So we're in a good place. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here this evening. I'm going to ask this talented gentleman if he would do the honors of introducing himself to all of you fine people.
Well, hi there, folks. My name is Rick Hughes. I'm from around Montreal, Canada, and I'm a rocker. I love to rock.
And you do it extraordinarily well. I just want to share with everybody, for those of you that are just learning who Rick Hughes is, although most of you should know him, he's renowned for his powerful voice as a lead singer for the legendary metal band Sword and also the hard rock band Saints and Sinners. And as a headliner, he's performed in hundreds of shows in Canada, America, Europe, and Japan throughout the years. Killer stage presence and performances, and also opening up for just a few noteworthy bands such as Metallica and Motorhead, Alice Cooper, Black Label Society. I can go on, but we want to talk to this guy tonight. We're celebrating fantastic new rock record. It reunites, for starters, after 43 years, Ozzy Osbourne super band consisting of Brad Gillis on guitar, Rudy Sarzo on bass, and Tommy Aldridge on drums. Also features a performance by the Doors Hall of Famer Robbie Krieger on guitar. And folks, that's just the beginning. So buckle up. Let's kick this show off. Sam, if you would, please roll the video.
Yes.
Thank you, Steve. You made it very easy for me.
Wow.
All right. As if my adrenaline wasn't going already, having this amazing rocker on this show, man, that just put me over the edge. I'm Steve Harkins, your host for the Rock and Roll Channel Talk Shop Live. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome once again Rick Hughes, extraordinary rock and roll talent. Rick, thanks so much for being here on the Rock and Roll Channel on Talk Shop Live.
Well, thanks for all the good words, man. I really, right to the heart. Thanks so much.
You bet, man. We're appreciative of you being here. And where do we find you this fine evening, Rick?
I'm at home. This is my rock and roll garage. That's
love
where
it.
I keep all. Yeah, that's where I keep all my souvenirs, my precious souvenirs. I got my Robert Plant autograph thing right there. I got Lemmy's letter. Lemmy wrote me a letter when I was on tour with him. I mean,
Amazing.
this is home, man. I'm the kind of guy that's really really happy at home. I'm happy at home and on stage. Those are my two favorite places on earth.
And you know what? I could relate to that completely. And I want to tell the fans too, if you'd like to ask Rick a question, or you have a comment, use the chat function and we'll get to as many as possible. And Rick, let me state, what you do is often affiliated with being entertainment or you as an entertainer. But in this day and age, these are somewhat contentious times. That music seems to be that one common thread, man, that brings everyone together, regardless of their religious convictions or political affiliations. Man, music is that common thread. And thank you so much for what you do. As I say, it's so important now more than ever.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially classic rock. Classic rock music brings a whole bunch of people together because within classic rock, you got heavy blues, you got slow blues, you got rock and roll, you got hard rock,
That's
heavy
right.
metal, old school metal. It's all part of one genre, which is rock music. So so
You're exactly right.
anybody that likes a ballad or a power ballad, a soft ballad, I mean, rock music is the best.
It is, man. It's timeless and it energizes us. It takes us to another place. And congratulations and thank you for delivering what I would deem as a timeless, great rock album. Sounds urgent today, yet I couldn't help but thinking as I was going through the album that so many of these tracks would stand out amongst rock giant albums and artists during the MTV era. So kudos, man. I mean, the material, the performance, the production is absolutely stellar. This is a great rock record.
Well, thank you. I I think you're right. We took our time. We didn't cut corners, and we indulged ourselves. We went to a little mountain studio, which is like iconic studio in Vancouver, where Motley Crue, Aerosmith, AC/DC, they all recorded there.
Yeah.
So yeah. So with John Webster's genius, yeah, he got us the room there, and so that's why it sounds so vintage, because it was recorded the way it was recorded back then.
Exactly. But it also, you have to have that chemistry. You can't manufacture that. And got to deliver the performances. And also, you got to deliver the songs, man. And I'll tell you, the songs are just absolutely top notch. So I'm just curious, how did you go about assembling the material for this great album? I know you co-wrote some of the tracks, but a number of different writers, and the material is just incredible.
Well, thank you. Yeah, well, it did. I took my time with my manager. I'm a songwriter. I usually write all my songs, but for this one, I told my manager, I said, let's go for a guitar hero. I love to play guitar. I love to write songs on the piano and the guitar, but it's always mellow because I'm a singer-songwriter, so I'm not a riff maker, and to go get the big hooks. So I said, let's try to find some guys who'll be interested in working with me on the album as writers. And the first that got on board was Brad Gillis. Imagine
Oh,
that.
he's amazing. Great guy too.
Great guy. Great. I mean, he's a legend. I mean, he truly is a legend. And
He
and
is.
and he doesn't act like he's bigger than big. He's just this regular guy that's got this enormous talent for songwriting, for guitars, for being a human. So,
Absolutely, a
oh
passion across the board.
oh, yeah, and it's pure luck when you think about it, because I mean these songs are so good. I was like, maybe probably the first one to hear them, because I told my manager. He says, yeah, well, we'll ask Jesse. Jesse Bradman was the keyboard player for Saints and Sinners.
Yeah,
Great, 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 great guy. I mean, this guy is so talented, Jesse. He writes melodies, he writes lyrics, he writes everything, and he works with Brad. So we asked Jesse at first if he knew and he said, yeah, well, maybe Brad Gillis could flip you a couple of songs. I said, what? Are you serious? He says, yeah, well, I'm working with him right now. We got some songs, and I think it would fit you. So when I heard them, I said, yeah, please let me let me have them. So that started like a relationship with Brad, where I finally met him when we did the video for The Real Me, and it was like I knew him for years. Like the
yeah.
guy is
Isn't
so.
that funny how that works out? Yeah, you guys have like the same DNA, right?
I think so. I think so. Yeah, the passion for music, it is. I mean, when you're I started making music when I was 15 years old, and it got me through some really really rough time, and it always did. Never let me down. Never.
I'm curious, Rick. What were your influences when you were growing up, from vocalists and songwriters? What influenced you? Who
Well, the
influenced you?
first yeah, well, the first entertainer that really influenced me a lot was Elvis, because my mom was a music lover. She had in her collection. She had Janis Joplin. She had classical music. She had
Wow,
Elvis. She had Zeppelin. She had it all.
wow.
So and Elvis to her was the best. And I loved my mom dearly, because she really did everything for us. And so when I started to play guitar, I started to play guitar for her. because my mother was a singer. She used to sing in my father's band, but my father passed away really young.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, thank you. Tragically, he came home one night. He was 29 years old, and he died from an aneurysm to the brain.
Uh,
And they were really close, my mom and my dad. So he was the guitar player for her, So
Yeah.
they would do gigs, and she would do back vocals, a little bit like Johnny Cash and Jude Carter thing kind of deal.
Wow.
And I know that from the pictures, because I'm talking about the 60s, and my father died in 71.
Yeah.
So when he died, he left a big hole, in our world. And I saw that my mom would become happy when we would get to some place where somebody knew how to play the guitar, and he would go, "Let's go, Anna. I'm going to play a couple of songs. You want to sing?" And then she would become happy. So that became for me like a purpose. I learned to play guitar for her.
I love that. And I'm assuming she was able to see your success. I mean, she must have been extraordinarily proud of you.
Oh yeah, she saw it all. We lost her in 2017, so she
so
was
sorry.
there, man. She was there. Yeah, thank you again. She was there, man. She well, my Sword, my first band, my first love.
Yeah.
I'm still playing with Sword. We have a show in March in Montreal, in Quebec. Sorry, and my brother's the drummer of Sword.
That's
So
great.
yeah, so we had the drum kit and the electric guitar in a really small house, and we would play all the time. And my mom would do something else, and she would let us go, man.
How great, man. She was so supportive, and she had that love of music that kind of framed ultimately what you would become, what you would do.
She had a big heart.
Did you guys ever
Yeah.
go to shows together?
With my mom?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did.
Did
She
you?
came to yeah. I mean, she was there at my first show, and when she got sick, I remember the last show she was there. It was very, very emotional, because I knew this was the last show that she was able to. It was something for her just to get there. So I knew this was the last one. So
Wow.
it's something, Well, that's life, huh?
It
If
is,
you're
but
not.
Rick, I could imagine you dug deep, man, and probably put on one of the best shows ever.
Oh yeah, it was something. I had some friends with me on stage, because at the time I would choke,
Yeah.
and they would finish the song for me, because I didn't want her to feel a malaise, we say in French, about it. But anyways, God, she's in a good place right now, and my album Redemption, it's all about that, it's all about what she taught me, when she
Yeah.
was alive. She taught me to be a good human, not only to be a good entertainer. She said to me, Rick, when you're playing your music, that's your thing. But when you
Yeah.
have somebody in front of you, either if it's one person or if it's 10 person or 1,000, it's all the same. It's not your thing anymore. Once you have somebody listening to you, you got to give it all, even if it's only one person, because if they listen to you, you have to make them feel better.
That's right. That's a great recipe for success, and I also say too, music now more than ever is also great medicine, right?
It is. Music is the first way to disconnect from your mental nonstop talking. If a good song comes on, you just go, "Oh yeah," and
It
then
takes you
it
to another
swallows
place.
you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, a great place for sure, and, by the way, you know what,
And
yeah, go ahead.
furthermore, about my influence, the first one was
Please.
Elvis, but really fast. The second, that my biggest influence, my mentor, I mean, for everything, is Robert Plant.
Yeah.
I'm such a fan of his,
How
because
could you not
what
be? You had a chance to meet him, it sounds like.
yeah, I met him by accident, if I can say that. I was doing a video in London back in '89, and excuse me, '87, and he
Yeah.
was there doing his video for the Tall Cool One. Remember
Yeah,
that song?
I sure do.
So he was doing that video, and we were mixing ours, and he was there, and I got to talk to him. It was incredible. It
I
was like,
You know, since you're such a fan, I generally don't talk about, my background and history, but, I too is a huge Led Zeppelin, Robert Plant fan, and, I was able to go backstage during his, tour in 1986, and, the guy who worked for his record company, Atlantic Records, pulled me aside from everyone else who was waiting to meet him, and he's such a big fan of American music, so we were talking about blues. I'm from Chicago, that's where we met. So he was asking about blues artists and, you know, um, it really seemed to connect, and then he leaned over to me, he goes, "I'll let you onto something. In a couple of days, I'm flying to Philadelphia, and I'm gonna connect with James, and, we're gonna, just play a few songs and see how it goes." And I was smiling going, "Oh, thanks for sharing that," but I had no idea what he was talking about. But he was acting like he shared something really important. And so I kind of walked away going, I wonder what he was telling me. And anyway, he went on to meet everybody else. He did a show. He crushed it. And then later that weekend, I'm at a party to watch that great charity event, Live Aid, and there it is, him reuniting with Jimmy Page. I just didn't realize his legal name was James, and that's how he referred. And he was telling me he was connecting with Jimmy Page, and they were going to potentially do that show. And I was just blown away. It was like he shared me this super secret information, and I had no idea what he was talking about.
yeah, and he even went deep into like saying the real name. So on the other side, James is probably mentioning him as Percy.
That's right.
Oh, tomorrow
Exactly
I'm
right.
meeting Percy.
That's exactly right. So, he felt really proud that he was able to share it with somebody, and, I blew it. But, oh, well, life goes on. At least I got to meet the guy, and it was a great show. And, I want to, I also want to talk a little bit about, this incredible lineup that you have. How did you manage to reunite, the iconic assemblage of Brad? Well, you talked about connecting with Brad, but also Tommy and Rudy. I mean, it's the first time in like 43, 44 years.
Yeah, well, again, it's Brad Gillis that got us there, because when we had the idea to record the real me, we wanted really some star players for this song,
Yeah,
because when you think about it, the Who and Zeppelin, what they have in common is that when you listen to their music, just concentrate. If you want to listen to Bonham, you just think about it and you hear them clear. Same with the Who. If you
that's
want to
right.
listen to Keith Moon, you just have to stop and with the bass, the vocal, everything, quadrophenia, they're
That's
mixed
right.
in a way where everybody's doing their stuff and you can hear them. So I wanted some really star players on this one. So we asked Brad. We said, Brad, would you, because you have a couple of songs on the album. Why don't you do the real me with us? He says, yeah, okay. And so we're looking for other players. And he says, so why don't we get Rudy and Tommy? We haven't been together since the Speak of the Devil lineup. I said, what?
Yeah. Didn't
And
didn't see
then,
that coming, did you?
I mean, come on. Listen, I'm like around 10 years younger than them. So that means that when I was 15, 16 years old, I would go to the Montreal Forum
Yeah.
where all the rock acts would come one after the other, so I saw them all 15, 16, 17 years old. I saw Whitesnake, I saw Ozzy, I saw Dio. You mean,
Right.
and because they were 25, 26, 27, they were in
So
their
they're part of
prime.
that generation. Yeah.
Yeah. So fast forward to today, it's like, yeah, that's what dreams are made of.
Was Rick,
You,
was that
you,
like an out of body experience, man? The first time you guys started working up that song, as you're looking around saying these are legends that you kind of looked up to, when you were 15.
I was kind of going, thanks, mom. I mean,
Yeah.
it's got to be a big part of luck into it, because one thing's for sure. If they said yes, it's because they checked me out and they thought that I was able to cut it out, you know.
That's
But
absolutely true.
yeah, but then after that, they have to be free to do it, you know. I mean, by contract, and then they have to be available for it. So they were. They recorded the song. Okay, we got it, and then we came up with the idea of a video. That's even more lucky that they said yes, because it's one thing to play on an album, but to show yourself, that's another thing. Then I don't have to explain, you know, everybody knows the video is out. I don't have to say, hey, by the way, the bass there, the lines you're hearing, that's Rudy. I don't have to. So pure luck when you think about it. I live in Montreal. I live not in Montreal. I live on the south shore of Montreal. I live in the woods on the mountain, and they live in California. Yeah. And it worked. It worked. We found a date. We find a studio, LA Castle Studio in Burbank. State-of-the-art 3D technology. So we flew there. They came there. We met and we did the video, and the whole day we spent together. Everybody was calm, happy, smiling. There was never an ounce of stress or you know, they would talk about
no ego.
No ego at all. And furthermore, they were like happy to be together, because I was like a fly on a wall, you know. And between takes, I would hang out to my mic, and I would hear Tommy talk to about what they've been doing since, and remember with Ozzy when we and then Rudy would go, oh yeah, and I was in the middle of that, you know, and I was going,
you're a kid in the candy store once again. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's absolutely amazing. Appreciate you sharing that. And also you have an appearance by the legendary Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Robbie Krieger from The Doors, which is pretty amazing. Great track, which we'll talk about.
Yeah, you said it all. Great track. I mean, when he said yes that he would play on that song, I was hoping to get a solo, you know, because you don't tell Robbie Krieger what to do on a song. You just leave it to him, and he does his magic, you know. So I was hoping for a solo or something. When it came back, and I heard it first, I mean, I swelled up I mean, because he's all over the song. He starts down, and then you hear his trademark.
Fits like a glove.
Straight trademark sound. SG with a little distortion, the slide guitar. Man, we're back. It's like Roadhouse Blues.
That's
2.0.
Exactly what I noted. It's like the French Canadian version. If Roadhouse Blues had a French Canadian baby, this is what you guys delivered.
And listen, I was such a big. We were talking about influence. Jim Morrison got me through puberty. Jim Morrison helped me find myself, because when I was young, losing my father young and being an artist at heart, you know, I was different from all my friends. You know, they all wanted to be hockey players. They wanted to be doctors, engineers. No, me, I wanted to sing. I wanted to do what my dad wanted to do, but was cut short of doing, you know?
Right.
So, so I was in my bubble, and I was a bit strange, you know? People are strange when you're a stranger. I would listen to that. Yeah, I would listen to that song, and I would go, he's talking to me. Or he's talking like me. So I'm not alone. I'm on a good track. So anyways, Jim Morrison influenced me a lot.
Power of music. I appreciate you sharing that as well. I just wanted to mention John Webster. Man, what a resume this guy has. And I know it's a pretty ridiculous question, you know, I mean, what he brought to the table. I mean, this is a guy who's worked with Aerosmith, Motley Crue, Mick Ronson, who I love, The Cult, Dan Reed Network. We talk about that group that should have been much bigger than they were. They were amazing. Alice Cooper, David Lee Roth, Rush, and Scorpions, to name a few. And he added some of the magic to this project.
Well, let me put it this way. every time I do an interview, like we're doing today, and
Yeah.
you were pushing the album and telling everybody that's listening how good you think it is. Every time people say that, John comes to my head.
Yeah.
John comes to my mind. Without John Webster, this album doesn't exist. He's like the George Martin of the Rick Hughes project. I
Absolutely. Yeah, I can
I
see that.
brought Yeah, I brought the voice, I brought the songs, I brought the music, some stuff, but he brought all the musicality around my voice. That's John. John is a genius. I love him. He's a great, 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 great guy.
He's amazing. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I haven't had the privilege to meet him, but boy, man, his history and everything that he touches speaks volumes. And speaking of speaking volumes, you got quite a number of fans out here. I had 3 years of French when I was in middle school, which means I can't speak it fluently or even well at all. But I'm going to take a chance with this, and let's just hope that she's not saying something negative. But you be the judge, Denis Richard. He is saying. Salut Rick, moi je collection je des cassettes, je serai ravi de l'acheter. Does that make any
That
sense?
yes, it does. But let me tell you something.
You're gonna
It
give
was
me a D minus for that. I barely passed.
no. I'm gonna give you like a B plus.
Wow.
Because you're brave. You did it. You tried. It's not a contest. You just go for it.
There we
Yeah,
go.
well, what she's saying is that she's gonna get the cassette, she's gonna get the CD, whatever, because she thinks it's probably good.
And I was confusing her with Denis Savard, because I'm a Blackhawk fan. In fact, it is a she. But thank you so much for being here. Also, Danny Perron's just saying, yeah, blues, uh, how much, that he loves it and Rick loves that. And Louis Tremblay, Rick with the golden voice. So, man, you've got so many people that just appreciate what you bring to the table. Dwayne saying, very cool lineup as far as what you put together, absolutely iconic. And Sammy Jane Hughes is sending you several hearts and how much she appreciates you doing what you do and being here this evening.
Look, this is my daughter, Sammy Jane Hughes, and just underneath her, Lul Hughes. You see that?
Yes, I do.
That's my little sister. She's 5 years younger than me, and here in Quebec, she's a very, very well known singer. She's a powerhouse singer. I mean, she sings Janice, Aretha Franklin. I mean, you know what I mean. She
I
she
do.
she really
And she
she
goes by
really
the name Lulu, right?
exactly. She's really like a fusion singer. She's as good as singing jazz, gospel, hard rock, blues. Lulu is one of my. She really is one of my inspiration. She's my little sister, but I look up to her.
That's so great, man. We got the Hughes family here, man. I'm beaming. I love it, Sammy and Lulu. And this is also my cue to say tonight we're celebrating a great new rock record from one Rick Hughes, a legendary heavy metal band Sword, and also the great hard rock band Saints and Sinners, appropriately entitled Redemption. Rick has delivered top to bottom just a rock record with phenomenal tracks. It sounds amazing today. As I said, as if you dropped it into the MTV laps back in the 80s and early 90s. This easily would have been a huge success, but this record sounds timeless. And Rick reunited for the first time in over 40 years, 43, 44 years. The Ozzy Osbourne Speak of the Devil lineup with Tommy Aldridge, Brad Gillis, and Rudy Sarzo. Rock history in the making. And Rock World Channel on Talk Shop Live fans can purchase their copies right here and right now, available on CD in stunning sun yellow vinyl. And it's Rick's way of thanking you fine fans. He's graciously agreed to sign a limited number of copies purchased here on the Rock and Roll Channel on Talk Shop Live. To order your copies, hit the shop button on Talk Shop Live on the socials, Facebook or Instagram. Comment shop will DM you a link. And if you're on YouTube, just hit the link in the description. And the rest is quick, easy, and pain-free unlike the slight arthritic condition Rick may have developed, signing for you fine fans, but I have it on good authority. He's well on the way to recovery, and there's no greater way to show how much you appreciate such a brilliant performer and his artistry than by owning a copy of his latest musical body of work. Man, with opening track, Dead End Road, killer opening track, great lead vocal with massive hooks, pretty consistent with this album. Those who, again, who love rock anthems will embrace this one as I do, and great production and arrangement. This one, right on cue, features Sister Lulu, I believe.
Exactly, yeah. There's no such thing as a dead end road. When the going gets tough, I keep on going. That's why I said that my sister was one of my inspiration, because she went through a very hard time. When my mom passed in 2017, the same month we learned that my mom had terminal cancer and that my little sister had breast cancer, and that if she wouldn't do anything, she would die from it, So so that's why I asked her to sing with me on that song, because it tells about her, about what she went through.
Really powerful. So glad that she's here today to continue to share her talents. And let's check out a track from Rick's new album, Redemption. Is that all right with you, Rick?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Please.
You know what? I'm gonna probably butcher my en français, as they say. This is Quoi en l'homme. Did I get that close?
Now you get a hey. It was a B plus. Now you went from B plus to A.
I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. This is the last time I'm going to speak en français. Please roll the digital, if you would, Sam.
Fier, susceptible, insoumis. Trisseur, menteur, inconstant. Frimeur, fumeur, arrogant. Je ne juge pas les frères, mes amis, j'en fais partie. Heureusement qu'il y a des femmes pour nous voir mieux que nous sommes, nous faire croire en l'homme. Heureusement qu'il y a des femmes pour nous rendre meilleurs, nous faire croire en l'homme. Hey! Voleur stupide, venimeux, jaloux, cupide et envieux, avare, escroc et indécis. Joueur, coureur, infidèle, un peu bien gras et rebelle. Je ne juge pas les frères, mes amis, j'en fais partie. Heureusement qu'il y a des femmes pour nous voir mieux que nous sommes, nous faire croire en l'homme. Heureusement qu'il y a des femmes pour nous rendre meilleurs, nous faire croire en
Oh, Rick, so good, man. I'll tell you what, this is where the fans get really angry with me. They're like, Steve, how could you cut off such a great track? And those of you that have been here before, you know how it works. You have to buy the album to hear the rest of it. That's kind of how we roll here. But Quoi en l'homme, I have to say, massive follow-up to the opening track, over-the-top hooks. The chorus is so infectious, and that it's sung and written in French for those English-speaking fans. I mean, to me, as immaterial, rock music is international. I'll tell you what, this one was so good. I struggled to get past this one to get to the rest of the album, and also features Canadian great singer Lee Aaron. Thought it was worth mentioning.
That's so awesome, because the same thing happens here. Everybody can hear my thick accent while I'm speaking in English. That's because where I live here, where in the town where I'm at, everybody speaks French. My girlfriend, my dogs, I speak to them in French. my neighbors. I go to the store, but everybody here listens to English music, and lots of them don't understand what Taylor Swift is saying or Bruce Dickinson is singing, or they don't, but they still love it. So we went that path long before you guys are going right now, by listening to a rock song in French and trying to figure out what it means by the intention of the singer or the song itself, you know?
Right.
The music says something.
It sure does.
And that's why here in Quebec, although we speak French, we listen to a lot of English artists.
And I'll tell you what, French is, is an absolutely beautiful language, but, sometimes it's really important, kind of phonetically how the words are placed in the song, right? Because there's rhythm to the words as well. And that's what's amazing about the lyrics in this song, is that you don't sense that it's a foreign language if you're an English speaking person, because it flows so well rhythmically.
Yeah, thank you. And the same applies to a band like Rammstein, let's say. It's German, but it's tough, it's rough, it's right in the pocket. I wouldn't change a thing.
That's right.
We don't understand what he's saying, but it's still it's groovy. We like it. It's rock.
It still speaks to us nonetheless.
By the way, this song is very much in line with the title Redemption, because croire en l'homme means to believe in man. So when I sing the verses, I tell all the bad traits of a man. We're all alike, man. We all have bad habits here and there. So I mention them, and then when I get to the chorus, I say, heureusement qu'il y a les femmes pour nous voir mieux que nous sommes, nous faire croire en l'homme. It means, lucky for us, we have women that see us better than we are really, and it makes us believe in ourselves. Isn't that beautiful?
It's absolutely beautiful. And I would repeat that if I could, but I'm going to work on that. That's my homework assignment. I'm going to memorize those lines, because it is absolutely beautiful. And I appreciate you sharing that. And I'll tell you what else. Let's hear another track from Rick Hughes' new album, Redemption. And this one is worth the price of admission alone. Here's The Real Me. Sam, if you would, please, once again, roll the digital.
I went back to the doctor to get another shrink.
Oh man, I kind of regret not playing that whole thing. You know what, man? This one, as I said, is worth the price of admission. I would argue, if not the best, the very top of the Who's rock brilliance. I mean, this is an all-time great rock song. It's so appreciative, Rick, that you showcase this one to keep it alive. And again, this amazing lineup. And what really strikes me watching that video is how natural you guys look together. It's like you guys were destined to be a band, and you've been playing together for years. I mean, it just feels like you guys were, carved to be together.
Well, thank you so much for saying that. But listen, I'm a very easygoing guy. So as soon as we met, I made sure not to be the guy, that asks questions about Ozzy and stuff. No, I just let the guy be, and they talked among themselves, and they talked to me, and I answered, and it's probably why the chemistry worked, because
Yep.
I was with royalty, and I kept myself, grounded.
And they felt at home because of that. And also what you brought to the table behind that microphone.
Probably.
I'm sure of that. You know what? And I have to say, by the power vested in me, Rick, on behalf of the Rock and Roll Channel, I hereby declare this track better than the Keith Richards blood transfusion. Man, it got me going so much. Man,
and you know what?
Yeah.
It's Tommy Aldridge, man. Tommy Aldridge is amazing. I mean, people are on that video. There's like 500 comments on YouTube channel about and half the time they're talking about Tommy, and they're mentioning his age. There's no age to be good. He's good, and it's going to be good for the rest of his life.
You're exactly right. Well said. And kudos to a number of you out there that recognize a great rock album when you see it. Eric ordered a copy of Redemption. So did Joseph. Brian, thank you for ordering a copy as well. Bob S., thank you. Ken K. and Scott, Ryan, Stephen, Paul, Robert, two Roberts, also David for purchasing the vinyl, beautiful sun-colored yellow that you're absolutely going to treasure for sure. And also, again, want to remind everybody that we're celebrating this great new rock album entitled Redemption. The man, Rick Hughes, has delivered top to bottom a great rock record, phenomenal tracks. As I said, it sounds amazing today, but if you drop this into the lap of the executives back in the day at MTV and the ones that programmed it, going back to the 80s, early 90s, this easily would have been a huge success back in that day, and that was up against some pretty amazing rock records and rock bands for sure. And you can purchase your copies here on the Rock and Roll Channel on Talk Shop Live by clicking on shop on Talk Shop Live on the socials, Facebook and Instagram. Comment Shop will DM you a link, and on YouTube in the description, click the link. And most importantly, the man has also graciously agreed to sign a limited number of copies. Once they're gone, they're gone. So click that button, and there's no greater way to show them how much you appreciate great rock music than by owning this incredible new collection. You will not regret it. I stake my reputation, what it is, on that for sure. And you know what? Let's check out another track from Rick's new album. Here's Carry the Torch. Sam, if you would, please roll the digital.
If you got a little teardrop running from your eye, girl, I hope it's there for me. I hope that you can see. It's true, I made mistakes, girl. Some things will never change in the world that's broken hearted. My feelings still remain. I still carry the torch. Ain't no girl that's ever been close, and that's the way I feel about you. Oh, I still carry the torch. Ain't a lot of loving gonna help me recover, and that's the way. That's the way it is. Stole my heart away not an easy man, but I've always learned the hard way. For me, that's been a rule. You're the best thing in my life, and I've been such a fool. I still carry the torch. Ain't no girl that's ever been close, and that's the way I feel about you. Oh, I still carry the torch. Ain't another lover gonna help me gather, and that's the way. Ooh, that's the way. That's the way
Carry the torch. Here we go again. Yet another great rock anthem. Great song. Phenomenal vocal, man. Yeah, you showcase your range here. I bow to you, Rick, man. Just stellar. I mean, the way you approach the vocal, not just in terms of your range, but also how how you would attack is not the right word, but how you approach, how you lay down your vocals for each of the parts in that song, from the verses to the chorus, that really stand out. And this one was co-written by Brad Gillis.
Exactly. How can you not recognize? I mean, just when the guitar solo starts, you know it's Brad Gillis, because
Yeah,
the way he plays, yeah, his solo is like it's like he's singing. There's always
yeah,
a theme, and then there's nice parts, some whammy. Oh man, what a song! That was the
yeah.
first song. Yeah, that was the first song that was that Brad offered me. That's the first one. So when
Wow.
I heard that, I went, "Wow! Now
Yeah.
can I change the key?"
Uh,
And then my
there we go.
manager said, "No, you got to singing in that key, because that,
Wow.
for those who know music, that's in G. I wanted to sing it in an F or maybe an E. Just to get scale. It's up there, my friend.
No
But no,
doubt.
my manager said, "No, Rick, you got to sing it like that. That's the way it was written, and you can do it." So I did it.
And you nailed it. No doubt about it. I'll tell you what, Will of the
Thank you.
Gun. Yeah. Thank you, man, for delivering this. Will of the Gun features a talented young guitar slinger, talent Jacob DeRaps. And I love the production on this one. Great energy and vibe. And then we get Shake My Soul again with Brad Gillis. This one's like a badass driving rocker, high octane, killer vocal again. This is a perfect track, to let loose on the highway, but be careful out there if you're going to speed. Do it safely. But man, I mean, how could you not want to get behind the wheel and you know go from zero to fill in the blank?
And again, with a title like "Shake My Soul," it's right in line with the title "Redemption."
That's right.
Shake my soul. Give me something to don't just move me off my feet. And
Absolutely.
when I sang the song, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about all the people in my life that I love so much, that when I meet them, they make me feel better. They make sure that I feel better when I'm with them. So they shake my soul. So that's what I want to do with this song. When I singing, I want people. It's funny, but it worked, because I did a couple of interviews
Yeah.
here in Quebec, and a lot of people came to me and said, "My favorite track is Shake My Soul. Man, you got me with this one." I said, "Well, that's what I was aiming for, man. I was aiming for your soul."
Yeah, you delivered for sure. Someday, Lawrence, call out magnificent track as well. Great, massive hooks, and a songwriting dream team. Man, you got. I had to check it 3 times. Aldo Nova, you, Rick, and of course John Bon Jovi, man. And I believe Aldo may have recorded this at one point. But man, outstanding dynamics in your version, and there's got to be a great story behind this. I mean, how did the three of you connect to create this fantastic track?
Oh yeah, there's quite a story behind it. I wrote the song thinking about my father that I had lost, and because my firstborn had just arrived. Her name is Sammy. She was there earlier. She helped us connect with everything. She's now She's really good with computers, and she's an artist. And I was writing a song about my dad and about my kid, and I was alone on my porch, and I finished the song, and I was working on the Saints and Sinners album with Aldo. So next session, I came up to the studio because we were missing a couple of songs. So I said, Aldo, I think I wrote a song that would be perfect for the album. So I played him Someday,
Yeah.
and he said, and he stopped the tape, and he said, listen, Rick, you know that I'm doing an album with John? I said, yeah. He says, I was looking for a song like that. And I'm not, and are you serious? He says, no, I'm dead serious. I said, for real? He says, yeah. I says, all right. So I gave him the song. So he wrote some songs for Saints and Sinners, and the Saints and Sinners album is incredible. They got Aldo Nova's print all over it. I mean, his songwriting is there. John wrote a song for the Saints and Sinners album to make it up to me, because when he told John that he had found the song, John heard it and he says, yeah, we'll work it though. So they did change the song. The original version that I gave them was good, but they brought it somewhere where it is right now, like on the album. They came up with a B part with some better lyrics, and the arrangements with John, John Bon Jovi, he's a legend, he's an icon, he's a hit maker. I mean, I love his work. Everything that John Bon Jovi did is, man, there's not one bad song in his catalog.
You're right about that. And how great that he recognized, okay, you know what? I kind of worked my way in with this song, so I'm going to give something back to you for your album.
Exactly. So on Saints and Sinners album, it's the song Kills the Bastard. That's the song he co-wrote with Rachel Bolan from Skid Row.
Yep. It's awesome. Dans la Peau featuring Robbie Krieger. We talked about this before. Vocals with Amy Keys, a soulful American singer. And you nailed it. I mean, at first I heard this, it was like, it's the French-Canadian baby version of Roadhouse Blues. It's got that vibe. And just a killer track. And the CD also has a bonus French version as well. And then we have Perfect World, just a beautiful power ballad, great melody line, and again delivered to perfection by Rick. I mean, your vocals are in just absolutely fine form, and what a showcase of your talent here. And this great song is joined once again by Jacob, and also your incredibly talented sister Lulu. What a track! And then last but certainly not least, a Ça va brasser.
Yes.
Ça va brasser. Did I say that right now? Did I get that right?
Yeah, you got it. Ça va brasser.
Ça va brasser. I'll say it 20 times, and I'll have it down before the end of the night. Straight ahead boogie rock, blistering guitar solo. Love how this one morphs throughout. This one has to be a killer track live as well.
Yeah, and if you want me to translate Ça va brasser, it would be things are about to tremble, like an earthquake. Ça va brasser.
Yeah.
But to come back on Perfect World,
please.
The song before last, this song was written by Amanda Marshall and Annette Ducharme, and it was offered to me by them. Imagine that, Amanda Marshall. That's another Bon Jovi, she's amazing songwriter. Annette Ducharme is John Webster's wife. So when I was in the studio, we were missing a couple of songs, and when I went to Vancouver to record, I was supposed to record 6 or 7 songs, not the 10 one. This too much job, just make sure you get at least 6.
Yeah.
And we were missing 2 songs. So while I was there, I was offered Perfect World that I learned right there on the spot, and Will of the Gun was the last song to be on the album. So while I was in Vancouver, I did all the songs. I was supposed to only do 5, 6, maybe 7, but no. While I was there, I was so much into it, with the vibe, with the Little Mountain Studio, John Webster, the arrangement, that I couldn't help myself from singing. So some days I was supposed to have days off, and I would say, no, let's go to the studio. I want to sing.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what else I love is we're celebrating this great new rock album from the one and only Rick Hughes, of course, the legendary heavy metal band Sword, and also the great hard rock band Saints and Sinners. This one's appropriately entitled Redemption, and the man has delivered probably the best work of his career. It sounds never better than ever as far as the vocals are concerned. Reunited this incredible lineup, the Ozzy Osbourne Speak of the Devil lineup. First time in over 40 years, Tommy Aldridge and Brad Gillis and Rudy Sarzo. You have Robbie Krieger from The Doors on it, just crushing it as well. Rock and Roll Channel fans can purchase their copies right here, right now on CD in stunning yellow vinyl, and it's his way, Rick's way of thanking you fans. He has graciously signed a limited number of copies. But once they're gone, they're gone. So hit the trigger now and pick it up. You will not regret this album. This is one of the best rock albums, I would have to say, during this new century. And it's not even new. We're a quarter of the way into it, which is mind-blowing unto itself. Speaking of mind-blowing, we're already over 1 month into 2026. And Rick, anything you can share with us as far as plans that you have for the year?
I plan to do a lot of shows. I plan to be on the road to. I've been at home for a couple of months because that's the way it is here in Quebec. December, January, February, we kind of get inside because we get the -15, the -20, the -25.
Yeah.
So we kind of cozy up.
Yes,
and I got some shows lined up, and I'm looking forward to going down south to you guys. You know, you were mentioning Chicago. Last time I was in Chicago was in 2019. I went to Chicago for Harley Davidson. I was doing writing a song and doing a promo video for Harley Davidson, and I was doing the Route 66. And for those who don't know, Route 66 starts in Chicago, right, Steve?
That's right.
So I was in a hotel, and we were waiting for the perfect weather to start. So I had to wait a couple of days, and on my hotel room, it was Buddy Guy's Legends Club, you know, right there. So my manager calls me and he says, "You're not leaving tomorrow." I says, "Why?" He says, "Because of the weather, it's too dangerous, blah, blah, blah." I says, "Okay. So tonight I'll go to Buddy Guy's Club." So I go down to Buddy Guy's Club. Buddy Guy's there. I mean, man, I like Robert Plant, and I like his influence too, you know. So I check them out. What he likes. So what he likes, I like. So he's got this Buddy Guy picture of Buddy with Robert Plant, you know, when they received their award on the same year at for the Hall of Fame there. And so I go, "Can I have an autograph and a picture?" And they say, yeah. And maybe you can buy something, and he's going to sign it. I said, "Of course." So I buy something. So I wait in line. So a guy comes to me and he says, "Rick, can we take a picture of you?" I says,
"How great."
"Yes, of course." Yeah. The people had recognized me in the bar. So
amazing.
Because Sword played in Chicago,
Not surprised.
I don't know, man. It was the strangest thing. So I started to take pictures with the table, you know, all those person. There was one by one. And the person that I asked the picture with Buddy Guy sees that, and they go, "Who is he?" And they tell her who I was. And he says, "Oh yeah." So they come to me and they says, "When you finish with Buddy, come and talk to me." So I take my picture with Buddy Guy, man. I got a picture, I got everything. I go talk to her. She says, "Tomorrow is improv night. So everybody from Chicago comes down, and Buddy's there, and he listens to it, and sometimes he goes on stage. If you want to come, we are inviting you to tomorrow. We're going to put you on the list. So you're going to sing a couple of songs."
Wow.
Yeah. So I says, "Oh yeah. Okay." So we're not leaving the next day. I knew. So I was thinking, what should I sing? Then I watch and I said, I see Bobby Blue. You know Bobby Blue Bland?
Bobby Blue Bland, of course.
Yeah, Bobby Bland. That's one of Robert Plant's biggest influence. So I know it. I know his repertoire. So I go, "Okay, I'll do it. I'll do I Don't Believe from Bobby Bland." And she's right. She go, "You know Bobby Bland?" You know, this white guy, you know, singing heavy metal. I says, "Oh yeah, I do. Oh yeah, I do." And she goes, "Okay." And what else? I says, I'm going to do I Can't Quit You, Led Zeppelin.
Oh, there we
So
go.
she goes, okay, so see you tomorrow. So the next day arrives. So I get there, man, and everybody's good. I mean, name it. There was a guitar player. There was this singer, this female singer, you know, from Chicago. They knew the chop. It was really good. Then my time comes, you know. I go on stage. The bass player is sitting down like that. He says, "In what key?" And I says, "The original key." So he goes like this, the real deal. And he gets up.
So
So
great.
I know. So we do, I Don't Believe. I get the applause. We do Led Zeppelin. I get the big applause.
No doubt.
And then Buddy Guy comes to the front of the stage in front of everybody and he goes, "Sing one more."
Wow. Wow.
That was
By
amazing,
the
man.
master is sanctioned by
Yeah, and
like the blues pope.
everybody was doing 2 songs. Everybody. So I turned around and I said, okay, do you know what other Bobby Bland do you know? They say we're gonna go what's the title of that song? So we did another Bobby Bland song that I got a blank right now. It's probably gonna pop up while we talk, but I was I
Like
mean,
the kid in the candy store.
exactly. To get Buddy Guy comes in front of everybody and he goes, "Do one more."
Doesn't get any better than that, man. It's like, all right, you just got your wings.
I know. Buddy Guy is a legend.
Appreciate you sharing that, especially somebody who's born and bred in Chicago, man. That was worth the price of admission this evening for sure. And I just want to remind everybody, pick up a copy of this great album, Redemption, and personally autographed by Rick. You will not regret it. It's an absolutely great album. I want to thank everybody who was here this evening, all the fans, also Charlie Cow from Deco Entertainment for helping to make this happen, and also all of our folks at Talk Shop Live, including Sam behind the scenes. Thank you, Sam, and everyone. Pick up this copy, and as I said, you will not regret it. It's a gift that will keep on giving. Give the wonderful gift of Rick Hughes. Rick, cannot thank you enough for being here, man. What a pleasure and a joy to have you here this evening. And thank you for continuing to give us great music and what I think is probably the best work that you've done to date.
Thank you so much. I take that to heart because I really put all my love into it. You know, it was not hard work. It was a work of love. You know, there was no labor to it. It was just natural and like you said, the gift kept on giving because once Brad said yeah, and then Robbie said yeah, and then Amy Keys said my sister. I mean, come on, I'm really proud of this album. Thank you so much.
Yeah, as you should be, and thank you for delivering it. With that, everyone, stay safe, enjoy Live Rock On. So long, everybody, and Rick, thanks again, man. Great to see you.
Thank you. Until next time.
I look forward to that, my friend.
Thank you. Yes.